And in your book, they all were written the days fashioned for me, yet as there were none of them. So every day, because he knows the end from the beginning. Yes. So what we have to do is obediently seek after him. And he'll give us the plan for that day. Sometimes we try to go a little too fast. We move behind him, or either we lag, we move ahead or we lag behind. But if we just take one day at a time. Yeah, just take one day at a time. Seeking him every day. What's in your book for me today? Show me what's on my page today so I can walk uprightly and in alignment with what you call me to be for this particular day. Yes. He's awesome. He is awesome. And it's almost amazing. It is amazing, and he keeps me in awe. But just how I really don't even have words for it, but just, and I know y'all understand, so I don't even have to try to think up something, because y'all understand who he is. Ooh, it's just a good thing.
Pastor Sherri, please, every word that has been released is connected. And so it started with Minister Evangelist Reva, and he said, when you hear things jumping off, that's me. And then Pastor Pam says that everything not only has a time, but it has a purpose. So when you hear things jumping off, that's me. And the purpose is I expect for you to open up your mouth and make a decree. And know who you are. And don't go beyond. He says tomorrow has enough word for itself. Yeah. I gave you today.
Yes.
The word is not even our portion.
It's not. And so we're going to have to start, and I'll get corrected because with Pastor Pam, she was like, I was making petition on behalf of my family. And so the intentionality of writing out the decrees for those, the word says, for those that are not able yet to speak for themselves.
Stand in the gap for them so they can stand on their own. Because their destiny.
Yeah.
Their destiny.
And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I wrote a decree that I am going to, that I have stated for my son, but I'm going to give him and explain to him why it should be done.
Because it's his destiny.
Yeah.
And it's his destiny because he's your seed.
Yeah.
And it's for our children and our children's children and every generation forward. So it doesn't matter what they're looking like right now. Their time hasn't come. Because there's some things they have to walk through. There's some things they have to be cleaned up of. And he knows. And this is one thing I used to say when my children were giving me trouble. I'd say, Father, these are your children.
Yes.
These are yours.
Yes.
Now you're going to have to handle them because they belong to you.
Yeah.
So, but then he would have to tell me, take your hands out of it so I can. I tell him they're yours, but at the same time, I'm all in the mix trying to
help him out.
Yeah, help him out, trying to be the Holy Ghost is what I was trying to do. So, that, and this was a lesson, a teaching. Just what you said, Prophet Sherri, it was a teaching. And that's how he's teaching us. He's teaching us by the Ruach. Mm-hmm.
That scripture that I referred to earlier, because I believe it's important. And that scripture is found in Judges, the 3rd chapter, where it talks about power. Sure.
In Judges 3, I'll start at the first verse, and I believe it's up through the 6. But it starts off like, now these are the nations which the Most High left, that he might test Israel by them. That is, all who had not known any of the wars in Canaan. That was only so that the generations of the children of Israel might be taught to know war, at least those who had not formerly known it, namely 5 lords of the Philistines, all the Canaanites, the Sidonians, and the Hivites who dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal-Hermon to the entrance of Hamath. And they were left that he might test Israel, he being the Most High, by them, to know whether they would obey the commandments of the Most High, which he had commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. Verse 5, thus the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And verse 6, and they took their daughters to be their wives and gave their daughters to their sons, and they served their gods. So, and I'm going to read to verse 11. So the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High. They forgot the Most High, their Elohim, and served the Baals and Asheroths. Therefore the anger of the Most High was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hand of Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia. And the children of Israel served Cushan-Rishathaim 8 years. When the children of Israel cried out to the Most High, he raised up a deliverer for the children of Israel, who delivered them. Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. And the spirit of Elohim came upon him, and he judged Israel. He went out to war, and the Most High delivered Cushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hand, and his hand prevailed over Cushan-Rishathaim. So the land had rest for 40 years, and Othniel, the son of Kenaz, died. But the point to be made is that he allowed circumstances to arise so you can learn how to trust him. You can learn how to war in the spirit realm and obey him.
Yes.
And that leads us into tonight's topic. It is Yom Kippur.